Hello and welcome to another exciting, action-packed episode of Castle Title TV. I am your host, David Kramer, President and General Counsel of Castle Title. And today with me, we have a very special guest, Tracy Gorgotis from Bank of America. Sorry, just kidding. From Alliance Bank in Virginia. Love you guys. Is here to discuss with us real estate and banking, which is really an important topic because many real estate agents, agencies, and title companies and lenders, well, lenders should have their own accounts, but it's important to have a really solid relationship with your bank. And today we're going to talk all about that. So with that, let me get into some of the softball questions. How many dates is it really appropriate before people sleep together in the 21st century?
I've heard as few as 3, some people less than that. I take a longer courtship approach. So.
4 dates, got it. So, seriously though, talk to me about the importance of relationships that you have with your clients, because to me, banking is really the pinnacle of the relationship that we have with any of our vendors that we deal with. And I think a lot of title companies had that point of view that they should deal with some of the big boys. We used to deal with Wachovia, now Wells Fargovia, and I don't think that's the case. I don't think being with the biggest bank necessarily makes you the best, and I think there's some of the things that the smaller banks can provide to their clients that the bigger banks can't. So talk about some of the things that you and Alliance are doing to bridge that gap.
Well, first off, I think one of the most important things that we can offer is that the knowledge of our customers. We have a large number of title companies that bank with us, but I know most of my customers on a first name basis. You pick up the phone, you can reach me, you can reach somebody in the department that can help you immediately with whatever you need. You're not delving through a 5-minute phone menu before you can even talk to a live person. So I think first and foremost that personal touch to the service that we can provide.
And I agree, because when we need you, we get you, and it's not we're just a number, an account, and you call, well, what's your account number, and you're digging through checkbooks to find that. I think that is really the personal relationship is truthfully the key, and I think that for companies, businesses, that relationship is really paramount and essential. Talk a little about some of the technology that you guys are using, because I think a lot of people have the misconception that smaller banks don't have all the bells and whistles that some of the bigger banks offer. My experience, although I used to agree with that way of thinking, my experience has ultimately been that is absolutely opposite. I think you guys have a lot of stuff other competitors don't have, because you have the ability to kind of get into some of these technologies that other banks are afraid to or not even willing to explore yet.
Yeah, we offer, I would say, all of the same services that you can get in any large bank. Of course, the internet banking, check your balances and stuff online. The remote deposit, so you can make deposits right from your office.
Let me pause on that. I mean, they're actually giving you the ability to make your office a bank. It's the bank branch. You don't have to get up and go to the bank. You actually do your deposits in the office, and you can do your deposits up until 6 o'clock. And the reality is that I really wasn't intending this to be a commercial for Alliance, but the reality is that they're doing things that enable you to do your job and to do your business and conduct yourself in a way that's convenient to what's good for you and your business model, not what they dictate should be good for you, like many of the big banks do.
Yeah, and actually that's kind of how we got to where we are, is we listen to our customers. Years ago, Alliance Bank decided to make working with title companies in the real estate industry a main part of the bank, and we developed the remote deposit technology we brought to the bank essentially for the title companies. Of course, we'd offer it to other customers as well, but they were the driving force. Our online wire system is real time throughout the day, because again, our primary customer base, we know you need to know when your wire comes in, when it's there.
Right.
Not 3 hours later, not 4 hours later, not tomorrow morning.
That's right.
You need to know now.
It's instant. It truly is instant. You get an email instantly when the wires come in, when the wires go out. And it's helpful, especially when wires come in, so you could reconcile your accounts. And it's helpful for wires go out so that you can tell your clients, look, we sent the wire, and here's the proof that we sent the wire.
Yeah. Get your Fed reference number. So here you go. You don't have it, you talk to your bank.
That's right. It's always pass the buck to the next guy. And I think that's just to build on that. They do listen, and I think that when you have a banking relationship, because obviously if you're in the financial arena, as title companies are, and real estate agencies are, and other businesses are, you need to actually have someone that's willing to listen to you. I think that's really the cornerstone of my business, because yes, we're in the technology, but it really all comes down to listening. We want to tailor our services to what each client needs, what each client wants, and if you're not listening, if you're not hearing what they have to say, you just can't do that. And I think that's important. Let me just kind of pick up on this. Talk about a little bit the ROC, that you can actually cut cashier's checks from your office. I know there's been some technology, snags that have been in that growing process, but they're giving their clients the ability to actually cut cashier's checks in their office. And for a title company to be able to go to a closing and say, here's seller, here's your proceeds, and it's not just a check, it's good funds instantly, that's huge. It's a huge one-up on the competition. I don't know anybody else is doing that.
And that actually flows right into what you were just saying about listening to our customers. We do business in some markets that, for whatever reason, the lenders don't want wires. They only want to receive funds via cashier's check. So we are introducing a technology that, as David was saying, allows you to print a cashier's check directly in your office. Much like any of the other internet-based systems, you log in with your password and request the check. Goes to the bank, everything's verified, prints out in your office, ready to go.
Talk about security, because I personally think that what Alliance is doing is so far ahead as far as Positive Pay and the security of the systems, that's way ahead of what other competitors are doing in terms of keeping your data and your information safe. Because I think that's crucial. Obviously we have a very vested interest in keeping our clients' information safe and protected, unless we could find a way to market that, because if we could, we probably would do that. But we would cut our clients in at 10%.
Well, security, of course, you've got your basic usernames and passwords for any of the online services. Our wire system, we also have a token that requires a number sequence to be input along with the username and password, which changes, on 30 seconds or something like that. As far as Positive Pay goes, that's a great fraud prevention tool, so that if ever there is a check that is presented against your account that's altered, or just a completely bogus check that somebody fraudulently created, the customer knows from the first instance of that check being presented against their account. It's not at the end of the month when you do your reconciliations and the check cleared 3 weeks ago and you're out $10,000, $100,000, who knows?
And it does happen because it's so easy to get checks made, and title companies are cutting hundreds or thousands of checks a month, and it's happened. It's happened to us. People take your checks, they go out and make other checks, and there's just nothing you can do. And Positive Pay really is the answer to keep the legitimacy to your account and to prevent the fraud and avoid having to shut the whole account down. And it gives you some recourse, and it's huge. What are some of the technologies and technological advancements that the bank's looking to kind of go into in the future? What are some of the things that are kind of out there for the future?
Working on just keeping up with the technology, advancing the systems that we have. I hope that you would think our systems are streamlined and user-friendly, but even making them more so. Giving you more access to all of your accounts and everything that you need to do under one login. Just that kind of thing.
Well, with that said, as always, I'm going to thank you for watching. I really appreciate you reading us. By the way, we're shooting this today live from the Capitol in Washington, D.C., which is very humbling because D.C. is the heartbeat of our country. Unfortunately, President Obama was unable to avoid us or to meet us for lunch. Prior commitments or something about saving the world, but I really did. We had a spot right here. He was going to join us. So with that said, keep watching, keep passing it on. I thank you again, and thank you for doing this with me. Until next time, see you.
I could drink some wine with McLovin at the Capitol Grill. Good stuff. Can't imagine Frank's coming in anytime soon for some wine at the Capitol Grill.